Hey guys, welcome to chessroots.com. Today in this next video, I'm gonna show you a game played between Kramnik and Svidler in Candidates tournaments 2013. Here Kramnik is white and Svidler is black. D4, knight f6. This was a live game. Here both players played ground-field defense. CD5, knight d5. E4, knight c3, bc3. So in this particular tournament, Kramnik is playing pretty strong. So he chose to play the grand field in a different style. Bishop g7, knight f3, c5, bishop e3, queen a5. So here Kramnik decided to play a pretty easy endgame with a slight advantage for white. So he wants to go to an endgame. So play queen d2, knight c6, rook c1. After c into d4, c into d4, queen into d2, king into d2. So this was a opening where it is directly going into an endgame where black will be having one extra pawn on the queen side, where white will have a strong center and a very good active pieces. So here castles, d5, rook d8, pinning this. So there is no other good square when playing king c2, knight e5, knight into e5, bishop into e5. So here we got a position where both players are practically there is no good chance for anyone, and there are lots of variations to lead this position to an equal. So first of all, we'll start analyzing from this position. There is no hardly any good opening or middle game in this game, but very good end game where Kramnik played, just dominated Peter Svidler and won this game. So here bishop c4. The reason why he played bishop c4 is simply he can play a move like f4, but later after bishop g7 there is a big threat of e6. So to prevent e6, he needs to play bishop c4, and also he can connect this both rooks. Bishop g7, f4, bishop d6. Bishop g7 is very bad, and just simply offer e5, and this bishop on g7 is closed. Moves like f6 will not open, instead it will create e6 and you will close it with f5. So bishop d6, a logical continuation. Now he wants to play more like bishop a3 maybe. So he played king b3. See here in this move, after playing f4, bishop d6, he could have played a move like maybe e5. Let us see after e5, bishop a3, maybe rook d1. Let's say rook d1. Oh, there is a problem with bishop g4. So Kramnik don't want to give any counter chances. So king b3. Now he has to prevent more like e5. So f6. And a4. The reason why he played a4 is simply he don't want to allow b5 and keep this king on b3 at a little risk. So Or let us see, instead of f6, if we played a move like b5 maybe. Let us see. Instead of f6, if we played a move like b5, we'll create this new variation. You can play a move like bishop e2 to bishop f3. This is a good idea. So after bishop e2, f6 was forced. I think this position looks pretty evenly balanced. Both the players have their own chances. Black is also good in this position, I think. Rook double, rook b8. He can easily hold this position, I think. Maybe Kramnik will try something else like h4 to fire in h4, h5 to create open file on the h file. So this move also can be played. Okay, let us come back to f6 and a4. Now there is no b5. Rook dc8, h4. So Kramnik is pretty with his good form. He's trying for a win in this position. This position is pretty safe. One should say pretty safe for white, because white really don't have any problem. The king is very safe on b3, but both the rooks are very good. Lots of space advantage. Rook ab8. Now he's threatening to play b5. So he should prevent b5, or else his king will be in danger. So bishop b5, bishop into b5, a into b5. So a6, a logical way to open this. b6, king f7 and h5, rook into c1. Here Kramnik can take both with rook and bishop, but he wants to play for a win and keep this rook on h file. So he took with bishop into c1, bishop into c1. Sorry, first he took with h into g6, king into g6 and bishop into c1. So rook g8. I think now Kramnik played a very good positional move, which is the only move to get any sort of advantage for white in this position. I hope you can see that move. Yes, played g4, a very strong aggressive positional move. Simply the reason why he played g4 is he don't want to leave this pawn back on g2. Sorry. So g4, first of all, he's controlling all the king square. Next is he's preventing h5, a very good move to attack this g4 pawn, g2 pawn. And third is he's creating a threat of g5, and after fg5, his rook can enter to h6 and to e6, and he can play a move like e5, and later can grab this pawn on e7. So a very good and dangerous plan to achieve something. So Peter Svidler should be very cautious of g5. A natural reaction for g4 is h6. He's just sacrificing a pawn such that he can hold this position for something long. Moves like f5 will loses this pawn directly, but then later he can attack this g4 pawn with his rook, and the king on f7 will be pretty safe. So I think that position black is very comfortable, because the bishop also can sit on e5. Later some other point this b6 pawn will fall. So f5 will be a mistake. So rook h5. Now he is trying to create an entry point for this rook. Rook needs an entry file. So king f7 and e5. So here if we capture more like for example f into e5, it simply creates an entry for black rook check, and we play more like king f6, rook g5 check, king b6, and bishop f4. I think this is a clear good position for white. Bishop a6 and bishop c7 supporting pawn. If you capture this pawn, you will simply push d6. So after bishop c5, e6 check, king f8, and rook h4. The only way to try for an advantage. See, remember in this position white is simply giving this b6 pawn, but after capturing this pawn, black will have some problems like f5 needs to support this, and bishop f4 and d6. So king g7, f5. If you place a move like rook h8 and support this pawn, let us see, create a new variation and support this pawn on h6, you can simply play a move like bishop f4, and this d6 is a very big threat. And now king will force this bishop to capture on b6, and he will push d6. See, for example, if you take b6, he will push d6. If you capture now, he will capture bishop into h6. A good tactical way to finish the game. So okay, so here f5 is played, rook d8, king c, bishop into h6 check, king g8, king c4, bishop into b6, g5. After g5, bishop f2 was played. Bishop into f into g5 is pretty bad because of bishop into g5. This e7 pawn is a very big weakness, and almost like d6 or f6 can blow up the things. Right. So bishop f2, rook g4, king h7, g into f6. Good move. If you capture king into bishop, he can capture e into f7. F into e7, and there are big post pawns. You cannot stop them. So e into f6, e7. Good move. Rook c8 check, king b3, bishop c5, and rook c4. Here Svidler thinks that he can resign this position in view of if he captured this pawn, he can simply capture rook into c8, and this d5 pawn is decisive. Whereas if we capture bishop on h6, white can simply play a move like d6. So this was a very good game played by Kramnik. Hope you enjoy this game. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave comments. See you in the next video.